Okay, hello. This is a tutorial on how to play this game that I made. So there should be a input display in the bottom left of the screen showing what keys I'm pressing. So first things first, this is based off of the Source engine and rocket jumping in Team Fortress 2. So that's a game where one of the characters has a rocket launcher and can launch himself in the air using this to move fast. So the premise of this game is essentially to navigate through every level. You have to launch yourself with these rockets that you shoot to move. So a few ideas about this. First of all, like how do you beat this first room, for example? So when you're rocket jumping, you want to press space basically right before or as you are pressing mouse 1, clicking down to shoot the rocket. So this type of timing thing is going to be important to getting through the stage. So as you can see, like if you're jumping very early like this, you're not going to get enough height. If you kind of jump as the rocket is shot, then you get a lot more height. Another big element is where do you place these rockets in relation to yourself. So you're always going to be wanting to orient it such that the line between you and the goal, the rocket, you, and then where you want to go. So if you are a beginner or not familiar with any type of game that has something like this, you could be placing them too high or not oriented them right. So I'm just gonna, for the rest of the video, I guess, go through the whole game. So this first room is supposed to, introduce you, give you kind of an environment where you can play around with this, and hopefully you're able to time it such that you can step up this and get to the first checkpoint. And also, as you're playing, it's set explicitly later, but you can press R to go back to the previous checkpoint. So this is the next room, and dissimilar to this one, this is kind of testing your ability to place and shoot the rocket and time it in a manner such that you can gain a significant amount of horizontal momentum. So this gap is obviously impassable without the ability to do so. So I'll just try. As you see with this movement, placing it right behind me, kind of. You don't need to flick your camera or anything like that. You can go pretty slow. And if you, I think the most challenging element for new players is the timing of this, because once you have that, you can get a lot of velocity, and then the last 10% of the ability is kind of maybe precise placement. But if you're able to time these correctly, then that will get you mostly there on anything. So you can skip that as well. That was that challenge. Now this one, a little more restrictive. You only have 4, and I'm checking if the player is able to do a bit more complicated moves. So this one, again, you can kind of use the same timing. You do have to be a little more precise, but you have to touch that platform, get here, and then come across here. So there is like definitely a capability to mess up, but that's all there is. This one, I definitely think maybe I should have made it easier. So this is basically checking for and introducing the ability of a wall, which is, any shot you have to do off of a wall. So all these before have been shooting off the floor, but you can also like shoot yourself off a wall like that. And so this one is both doing that and at the same time introducing you to the buttons in the game, because there are 2 ways to go and this wall is obstructed. So you need to open up that wall. So here is basically how you do this. This toggles the wall and then like that. So you need to not only, be proficient with getting an okay jump off of the floor, but also orient yourself such that you can shoot off of the wall and get enough velocity, because I don't think you can do this without without the ability to shoot off the wall. So I'm making you do that. And then this next one, kind of an extension of this, and adds a little extra fun element, which is, so that's the exit goal, and you need to most likely activate this block of geometry to pass the level, to land on there and then leave. So what you can do is like do a simple jump here, do another simple jump here, and then there's a button on this wall. So you can either touch it with your character body, or you can shoot it in the air and kind of land for like a cool moment. So, okay, I did it like that. So as you saw, I shot in the air and then, oh, I hit the checkpoint. Yeah, so I shot in the air and then, toggled the button. And this is also like if you could just watch this and see what the concept of the game is without playing it. So this one is another kind of skill check of the player, and so this geometry is like a little more awkward. You kind of have to navigate around these walls and hug on to the side of the level. So this reminder text at the bottom of the screen, and if you've been noticing, while in the air, you don't want to press W, because that will... your character will fail to air strafe, is what it's called, which is when you can like achieve a large amount of influence over the character just moving through the air. So this level forces you to be able to navigate around these walls. Again, the actual kind of rocket placement is still pretty simple. It's just like timing your jump, and then you need to be able to turn in the air quickly to land on here. And then this is the goal door, so you can jump up to there and then jump across, or you can also what I have been doing when just practicing this game is just jump directly to there, but as you can see, it's a little difficult because I just failed that. Yeah, that was overkill, but there's also just a platform up there. And so, on top of this being a rocket jumping game, I also wanted to add a twist and tell a little bit of a story. I'm not sure if the story comes through and yeah. But there's an extra element of this game, which is 2-player characters working together to complete whatever the levels are. So this is an alternate view, and if you press mouse 2, then as you can see, I'm on the other side of this like glass window. You can switch between the pink and the blue character. So the reason you have to do this is because, again, there's an obstructed door, and that's always obstructed unless the character body is standing on it. So Portal 1, like the first room, like you need something to be holding down this like pressure plate for someone else to get through. So on top of that, there's another rocket jumping challenge, which my friends were not able to do. So yeah, again, this balancing is probably not the best. And yeah, I just failed it right there. So the main thing with that is that I give you a large slope and you need to achieve a certain amount of speed on it and then shoot off. So what I did right there was just two shots. So I gain speed initially, I slide up here, shoot once more, and then once I have the height, I shoot a final time at the top and slide into this little ledge up here to complete the level. So let's do it one more time. Yeah. Okay. So here's another level. First one really using the this little gimmick I have. So each of these characters only has 1 rockets, but if you try to do this, it's kind of obvious that you need at least 2. So the intended experience is to have one player shoot, and then another player arrive here. You see this arrive, and then jump in time to... Oh, I failed. Jump in time to gain height off of that and go up. So, bam, I just did that. I'll do it one more time. Shoot there, and then get here, and bounce up. And then this is kind of an extension. So this one is actually technically possible with just 1 character, but again, the intended experience is to have, the challenge of this is that this is a high wall, and, well, I did that well, but it's kind of high to for only 2 rockets. So I can shoot up here and then switch the other perspective and give it the final boost it might need to bounce up. So I can shoot the other one, but that one is going flying. Let me try again. I might have just done that. Well, yeah. So work together to shoot yourself up. And then here's another interesting thing going on. So the goal is that door over there, but there are these toggle walls that are obstructing you. So if you just try to jump through this, you need someone to be holding it open. So it's another nice little move where you have one character hold open that door, jump here, and then switch the door, and then just another jump. So not really any hard mechanical skill, but just a trying to get you to think about the implications of the rules I presented. And then this is kind of the opposite. So this is just a mechanical check. So I give the player a lot of rockets and ask you to get all the way up there. So the intended strategy is to jump to each of these platforms, achieve a lot of height, and then jump and kind of cross this threshold to land on that final platform. So this first jump can just be achieved with just that kind of basic timing again. where you want to jump and shoot at basically the same time. In fact, I kind of piano it a little bit, but doing it at literally the same time seems to be sufficient. And then this is an upward wall, or like a wall climb is what it's called. So you want to angle yourself such that shooting against this wall would result you to go up. So what I just showed right there is like too far up. I'm talking up or down. I'm saying the pitch of the camera. So if you do something like this, you start to like gain height as you shoot the rockets at yourself. So you're supposed to use that to bounce up to this platform. And then the final jump of this screen, this level, is to do that kind of move again, but then launch yourself once you've achieved enough height. So I'm going to do that again, where I wasn't nearly as high as I should have been. So achieve a lot of height, and then send yourself like backwards. Wow, I've gotten worse at this. So yeah, that's a pitch too far down. That is more what I'm looking for. Whereas a little bit pitch up, I was getting a significant amount of height. So I go, and then switch around, and if you did it right, you should be able to jump and bounce all the way up to here. And so this is the final screen of the game, and essentially the goal is be past that wall, and there's a trigger here which will undo that wall. So one of the characters has to sacrifice themselves and open up the door, and the other one can jump through. So I'll just demonstrate that now. So you need to do, you can do a kind of standard jump and keep holding space. That'll maintain your speed, and then that'll switch. Actually, let you go out of the map because I thought that was funny. And then now that door is toggled, you just do the same thing. Try and shoot yourself. And then this is the final jump, so just basically another wall. And if you touch this, there should be a trigger box for the end of the game. That was 19 minutes. Normally it goes a little faster than that, and you can see something here. And yeah, that's the game and how I play it.